Hey, what do you know? What do you say? What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy. You already know, Lucas the Don with TrapAffiliates.inc. Tap into this channel right here if you ain't seen no videos yet. And you see the thumbnail. You know, it's crazy, and it's about time some things came to light to the public eye. Something myself and as well as others that live or have lived the lifestyle out that way, they already knew. So about 12 months ago or 11 months ago, it was announced that 10% of Antioch Police Department was under investigation by the FBI. The feds, that's right, the Alphabet Boys. And everybody knows you got to be doing a whole lot to end up on their radar. You know what I mean? And the reason why this what the fuck? Disregard that. It's all right. I'm not gonna cut it out. I'll leave it. I ain't tripping. But the reason why this investigation was taking place is because apparently it was to find some evidence of the Antioch police distributing cocaine and steroids and etc. other things, and of course using violence against people's rights, and and it's crazy, and within this investigation by the FBI and the Contra Costa County District Attorney's Office, some text messages were discovered. Some racist text messages and some homophobic text messages, apparently. And I wrote some down because I'm going to read it to you word for word. I did my homework on this report right here, so you can look all this shit up. It's right here. You can find it on YouTube. So, word for word, here we go. And apparently, this is text messages right here from a scene of an arrest. They were arresting some individuals in Antioch, and here we go. Okay, at 9:16 p.m. Bro, I can't wait to 40 all of them. And I guess that means referring to deployment of ammunition, right? And here's another text that says, and this is the one that was on scene. Officer Eric Rumba quotes, "Bro, so many black people." Officer Jonathan Adams replied, "They all look the same." Rumba responded, "Tell me about it. I feel like I'm at the zoo." And another part of the convo right here, apparently when they observed the suspects eating, Officer Eric Rumba again says, "I bet it's chicken." Adams replies, "Could it be ribs?" Rumba responds, "For sure, watermelon and Kool-Aid." It's crazy. Hear that shit? That's what they said. And after they arrested these cats, apparently they exchanged photos of the suspects' injuries. And here was quotes next to it by Rumba. "I field goal kicked his head. I tried to knock him unconscious, and he got muzzle thumped 6 times before he gave us his hands." Adams replies, "I'm glad you're having fun, babe." Babe? I guess that's the homophobic allegations they were talking about. Maybe these fools were gay too. That's crazy, huh? But and then there were some other text messages I wrote down too. This one right here. This is crazy. Fucking. And this is Sergeant Joshua Evans, okay? You ready? Let's see if some of y'all question if police brutality is a hoax or not now, okay? Word for word, listen to this puto. Sergeant Joshua Evans quotes, "I'll bury that N-word, that Nigger, in my fields. And yes, the hard R was on purpose." That's what he said. See what I've been telling you, people? You know what I mean? This shit's crazy, man. Motherfuckers are shadier than any palm tree from the Bay, the Delta, the Valley, Alameda, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? And think about all these counties in line with each other, right? The cops from Alameda, the Delta, the Valley, they all fall under the same tree of law enforcement. Well, the apples don't fall too far from that motherfucker, you know what I mean? Let that sink in. And you know, it's crazy. Like, I remember being harassed too. It used to happen a lot, you know what I mean? They have like a certain mentality, and I'm gonna show you right here. They they jammed us up one time. We were just kicking back in the garage, you know. Me, I was like 15 at the time. Me, a couple little homies, and one older homie, right? And they just jammed us up out of nowhere. And yes, back then, I mean, my house was priority one on their list, I guess. But you know, we were just kicking back, sipping brew, not doing nothing. And they were like kind of talking shit to us little homies, like, you guys walk around here like you own this motherfucker, like you think you could act like this in my city? And fucking the big homie was like, man, y'all coming up here like you want it or something. And then one of the pig in the back was like, oh, we always want it. And then fucking he was like, the cop shone a light in the big homie's face, like, you got a record? And the homie just gave him daggers, just looked at him, didn't say shit. And he's like, the cops are looking at each other like, oh, does he look familiar, dude? He's like, yeah, the name's not coming to me right now, but yeah, he definitely looks familiar, you know? And then they just cut out, you know, dipped out. They came to the hood, talked their shit, and then bounced out like it was the thing to do. That wasn't just tactic. That's what you call a mentality. You know, they were trying to portray like they're a gang damn near. That's what they act like. And I'll say, a wise man once told me the cops are just another gang. That's all they are. Well, in these inner cities, that's what they act like. You know what I mean? You know, what I didn't say before, I wanted to say it in my last video, but I forgot to mention it. But I actually, like, before I moved to Redding, California, I thought all cops were like that. You know what I mean? You know, but I'll say to some people, there is some good ones out there that just do their job. They're not pricks. And but they all make me nervous. I don't like being around them. But you know, I didn't grow up having that treatment. You know, wasn't used to that. It's like cops trying to show respect and shit. But there's some that do actually. And you know, and I've had arguments with people before, like at the workplace, like, and I'm trying to be positive. You know, I'm like, I'll say it like, man, it's crazy. Like, I used to think all cops, like I just said, I was like, these Reading cops ain't like the ones what I'm used to, where I'm from. You know, they actually do their job, and these fools were like, oh, it's just like anywhere else, bro. You break the law, they're gonna, you know. I'm like, well, no, it's more than that. They're like, it's just like anywhere else. I'm like, all right, y'all don't know what you're talking about, okay? But it is what it is, you know. Um, but it's crazy, right? And you know, I know it's shocking to some people, you know what I mean, but it didn't shock me too much when I heard about this. And you know, but think about the distribution side, where they're talking about distribution. That's the key word. That means you're moving volume, you know what I mean? If the news is using that word correctly, that means you're moving volume. And think about all the fentanyl deaths, you know what I mean? What a lot of people know and some people don't, is these fentanyl deaths. It's not people trying fentanyl. It's fentanyl being cut in the cocaine. And so much deaths in Pittsburgh, the Bay, Antioch alone in the last couple years of fentanyl deaths from people doing cocaine. Homeboys have died. You know, everybody out there knows somebody who died from just that in the last few years. Family members of homeboys, you know, acquaintances, someone that knows somebody that knows somebody. You know, it's been going on. And it's like, are these motherfuckers responsible, you know? Because if you're distributing in that area, most likely fools are going to get their paws on the shit that you're moving. So it makes you wonder if they're the ones cutting it with that fentanyl out there, you know what I mean? And you know, it's crazy, but what else could this shit mean, you know what I mean? Anything's possible at this point, what these motherfuckers be doing. I mean, could this mean that I don't like to put things on them. I don't have facts about this, so I'm not going to say it is what it is. But could it mean that the case of Blackbird Ramirez, and the slaying of his kids, could it mean that was tampered with or set up? I'm not trying to put that jacket on them killing kids, but like I said, at this point, you could see anything's possible. But whoever killed them kids, is a dirtbag. I'll say that. But I'm not putting it on anybody because I don't know who did it. And all this just goes to show you, you know what I mean? How crooked these motherfuckers are. And I know it's not just the county I'm from. I know there's LA County and shit like that. They're ruthless too, I heard. But I could only speak on where I'm from, you know. And like I said before, if you're interested in the backstory on when I got beat wrongfully by the cops, you could go back and watch that video. It's called Police Brutality. It's my experience. And 17-year-old getting beat up by them motherfuckers just for nothing. And so that was all I knew. That's always how I knew the cops were until I, like I said, moved out of there. But I still go back, I still visit the hood, um, all the time because I still got family, you know what I mean? Same neighborhood, all that shit. And but not to get sidetracked. um, you know what I mean? It's just I really want to know, like in the comments, do some of y'all still feel the same way? That people just make a big deal out of police and try to, are you still on their side? Is what I'm asking of you to support the law. And you know what I mean? It's just, and shout out to the mayor of Antioch, Lamar Thorpe. You could look up the hearing they had on you. It's on YouTube. It was on the news. They had a hearing regarding all this case. And Lamar Thorpe, he's actually a brother, so he ain't taking this lightly. And that fool, it shows it right there in the footage. He tried to get buck with that police sergeant on the stand. He said, "You're the problem. You want to go outside? Let's go." And he stood up. He was trying to throw down with that fool. Crazy, right? But good. Shout out to him, fucking standing up to them fools. And actually, finally, I found out yesterday that the 9 arrests were made. 9 police officers of Antioch. So the indictments came down. But before this, all I knew was like the past few months, I just knew of the investigation. But now the doors are shut, and they did their due diligence, and they arrested these guys. And it's just it's a trip to actually have it come out in the public, even though I'm not surprised. Like the headline alone, it's crazy. And but yeah, I want you guys to think about that. And if you wiggle out that way, towards the Antioch area, and you're not from out there, just be smooth. You know what I mean? Just be careful. If you get pulled over by them, don't give them no attitude. Don't really give them a reason to pull you over. And because they could kill you if they want to. I'm just saying, they could do it. They've done it. I could name cases all day. You could call it what you want, you guys. You could call it them being under pressure, working in the gang environments that they do. But you know what? I've fucking know of plenty of people that have been wrongfully killed. Even we had one of the OGs. He got whacked by Oakley PD. Which Oakley, if you know about Oakley, it's right next to Antioch. They kind of go hand in hand. And but you know what I mean. They killed the homie just because he dusted him on his fucking street bike in a high-speed chase right there on Lone Tree Way. He left him in the dust, and you know what they did? They came up from a side street, cut him off, pulled in front of him, rest in peace to him. You know, he was a cool cat. But yeah, you know, he wasn't wearing a helmet, so you could imagine at that speed hitting a car. You know, they purposely got him like that. You know, he was a fool. He didn't have a helmet on, but apparently he had a bulletproof vest on when he passed. You know, but he didn't play. You know, he would be like a straight ninja hitting licks. Apparently, that's what they were after him for. You know what I mean? But I won't speak too much about him. You know, I also know one of the older homies' dads got killed right in front of him, shot in the face for just for fighting him, and he was by himself. You know, like four cops. They couldn't have just scraped him real quick. You know, they had to shoot him in the face. And it turned out that my mom worked with that dude, so we all didn't know that the OG homie's dad knew my mom, and it came out when he passed away because she was telling us about it, and I was like, oh, it's the homie's dad. You know, but I could go on all day cases like that, shit that's happened. So you know what I mean? These motherfuckers are treacherous. Antioch, Oakley PD, Brentwood PD, Oakland PD, Pittsburgh, all of it. They're it's all the same. You know what I mean? And you know, and these racist things that they're doing, the racist text messages, that shit's just, you know, lower than low. I feel like, you know, living in a community that's very diverse and you're gonna be racist like that, then you shouldn't be there. You know, you should pack your bags and get the fuck on. And if anybody agrees with the police and try to justify what these corrupt badges do, then I say fuck you too and the racist horse you rode in on. You know what I mean? And but you know, it's crazy. Let me see if I might have wrote some more stuff down, some more text messages, but I don't know. Um, no. Oh, that's my songs. No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't write. I think that was it. You know what I mean? But anyway, like, you know, it's like it's been going on. It's nothing new. It's been going on for a long time out that way. The police been like that, you know. As long as I could remember, I used to see shit all the time. And you know what I mean? And will it ever change? Because a few weeks ago, I read that there was a blueprint in play that they're going to eradicate, you know, these, not just Antioch PD, like around the vicinity. They're going to eradicate and rebuild the organization. But will it work? Will it this shit ever change? I'd like to think so, you know. But if you ask for my honest opinion, probably not. You know, why would it change now? Um, you know, it's fucked up. Like when you wrongfully, they don't think about when you wrongfully kill somebody. You know, there's plenty of people that are fathers out that way. You know, I mean, all over the world. You know, fathers that were taken from their children. That's why I get like defensive. You know what I mean? When people try to stick up for these crooked cops, like oh, we need them, man. If there wasn't for cops, then the world would be shit. It's shitty anyway. You know what I mean? The, the worst shit happens every day. You know. And, but yeah, that's why I just get defensive because I know, you know what I mean. I know all the shit, and you know, and I could relate. I could relate to a lot of these people. But anyway, I didn't want to make this video. I mean, I feel like I've gave you guys the pretty much all the information I gathered, and my opinion on it, you know. But anyway, I hope everybody has a positive day out there. You know, chase that goal, which you want to prosper in, follow it. Take care of your loved ones. Always leave things on a good note with the ones you care about. Like and subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification If you're interested in the future fire content, I'm gonna be dropping and music too as well. Oh, and before I go, I recommend Vita Coco water. It's pretty hydrating, you know what I mean? It's pretty hydrating. Go ahead and copy some of that. It's good for you. It's good for your health. But anyway, it's been fun. Thank you guys for watching. This is Lucas the Don, and I'm outie.